What's up, amigos? Today we are asking the big question. Can Trump stop the communist takeover? Some newly elected socialists are calling for things like legalizing all illegal immigrants, and they want the path of citizenship. People who arrived here yesterday, they want that. And some radical foreign policies. But what would that mean to America? And who's gonna stop it? So let us see exactly what they are saying. And the question I have to you in the commentary is, so will they destroy the America we know, or will they end up shooting themselves in the foot? I am Fabio. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and let me help you. Let's go straight to the point. Let us see what she says here. She's completely crazy. She's another knucklehead that won. That's the problem.
Abolishing ICE is just one step.
Abolishing ICE.
Right? Democrats have been in power multiple times over the last few decades and did nothing to address the immigration reform that we actually need.
Expenditures, increased spending.
Exactly. Yeah. And so I think there has to be an immediate pathway for every single undocumented immigrant that's here in this country today. That
she doesn't want to say illegal. She say undocumented. So it has to have a way to help them. Why?
Does not require them to shell out thousands of dollars to go through the process, for it to take decades at a time to be able to get to citizenship, an immediate pathway to citizenship, and then just
immediately path to citizenship. I came to America. I went to the process. It was a long process. I came legally. I pay my tax. I pay everything, and I became a citizen. So why these people who came illegally, they will have all these benefits? So they will pay less money, or they won't pay money at all. And they will become citizen. Of course, we know what they're trying to do. But let us see. She continues. It doesn't get any better. Let us see this guy in Texas. Look, did you hear this one? Look at this.
What would Jesus do if he visited the Texas legislature? I think he would tell us, blessed are the trans children who are bullied.
Can you believe this? Can you actually believe this? Can you actually believe this guy has a chance to win the Senate? I mean, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. He has a chance to win. This is shocking, but let us do it. So you can see how bad things happen in America right now. Look at this lunatic. Look at her.
We will not wait to abolish ICE and pass Medicare for all. We will not wait to put an end to the politics of the past, to get big money out of our politics, and to reject corporate PACs that...
Big money out of the politics, but the big money is what put her in politics. Big money is what put her in politics. Big money is what is putting all these socialists in politics. But they want a big money out of politics. They want reality. They want Elon Musk out of politics. Because Elon Musk made the sin of support the people that don't want the establishment. So he made a sin.
APAC. And no, we will not wait to end the genocide in Palestine.
That's an absurd. And if you think that is bad, no. She continues. She continues. Let us see it. It's this one here. She continues. It is. Listen to her.
I'm about the same age that my dad was when he came to this country. Betting on the promise, he chose Denver to be our home because he knew that this city would welcome us. And that same city just voted to send a 29-year-old recovering lawyer, barista, immigrant, Democratic Socialist to Congress.
Democratic Socialist to Congress. And this is happening everywhere. And then look at this. Look at this. I think this is interesting. Look at this.
Because it'll be used by Republicans to suggest. Now, a lot of critics have come out and said these kinds of things are dangerous for the party come November.
Sorry, this is the question I have for you guys. Because, you know, many people are saying America, this is going to be the end of America because these radicalized Democrats, socialists, communists, they are appearing everywhere. They're winning elections everywhere. And this is going to be the destruction of America. But the question I have to you is, will the majority of America look at these radicals and vote against the radicals and they will vote for the Republicans? So that's the question. At the end of the day, they're going to end up shooting themselves in the foot. I want to believe so. But as I've told you, there's a lot of stupid people in America. So I am worried. But look what he says.
A lot of critics have come out and said these kinds of things are dangerous for the party come November, because it'll be used by Republicans to suggest, as Donald Trump has, that the communists are taking over, the socialists are taking over. But there's a lot more nuance to why some of these Democratic socialists are actually winning. There are a few things at play here. Number one, outside money. What tends to happen is Democratic socialists share the view of many younger Democrats about U.S. support for Israel, and what tends to happen is the incumbent or the person running against them ends up getting the support of AIPAC and its affiliated groups. So that's one of the things at play. The other one is generational. As I said, Melat Kiros has not been alive for as long as Diana Degette has been the member of Congress. We've seen that in various races. We saw it in New York's District 13, where Adriano Espaillat lost to a much younger challenger. We saw it in Texas, where Al Green lost to a much younger challenger. There's also this internal debate about moderates versus progressives. Obviously, those who are members of or supported by Bernie Sanders or Zoran Mamdani or the Democratic Socialists of America are progressives. They're on the left side of the party versus the moderates. Although I will say Diana Degette is not thought of as anything other than a progressive. And then
I'm worried when the people, it's a strategy the Democrats have to try to say that Gavin Newsom is moderate. So it's like, let us have some young, crazy girl screaming like crazy that she's a socialist, that she's a communist, so that Gavin Newsom are going to be seen by the American people as a normal guy, because she's so crazy that everybody next to her is going to look normal. And it's not. He is extremist. He is a socialist. Gavin Newsom and Kamala Harris, those are two socialists. And they will pretend they are different from these people so that most American people can, be stupid and vote for them. That's the problem that I see here. That's the trap that I see here.
Fundamentally, there's this fighters versus folders idea, and that may be a lot of the frustration amongst people in the Democratic Party who feel that some of their leadership and their House-endorsed candidates, remember, every incumbent in the Democratic Party is supported by the Democratic Party by default. That is a position that some Democrats feel the party shouldn't hold. They want the person who they think is going to fight most for them to be elected. The other thing is the Democratic Socialists of America, as part of the Democratic Party, when they're running as Democrats, talk a lot about affordability, which is the number one concern that people express right now. The dissatisfaction with Donald Trump as president, the dissatisfaction numbers are highest as it comes to his handling of the economy. The economy and affordability were central campaign issues for Donald Trump, upon which he has not delivered.
That is a problem we're having right now. I see a lot of people complaining about everything's expensive. So Trump, we need to finish this war and we need to focus in economy in America. I agree with that, but they're not doing that. They are promising free things, everything free. And this is the definition of socialism according to these three fools, the three stooges here.
First, we're going to explain what democratic socialism is. And what democratic socialism is about is saying that it is immoral and wrong that the top 0.1% in this country own almost 90%, own almost as much wealth as the bottom 90%.
The emphasis.
The socialist who wants is like in Cuba, where everybody's equally poor.
focus in democratic socialism is on democracy. And it's not about, you know, it's just as much a transformation about bringing democracy to the workplace so that we have a say and that we don't check all of our rights at the door every time we cross the threshold into our workplace. Because at the end of the day, as workers and as people of society, we're the ones creating wealth.
For me,
I would bet to any one of you who could explain to me what she tried to say. She gotta be the dumbest person in the Congress. She is dumb as a rock. No one understood what she said.
You know, when you ask what does it mean to be a democratic socialist, for me, it means to be fighting for a society in which dignity is guaranteed to each and every member of this place. And I believe that the state should play a critical role in the distribution of that dignity and the ensuring that that dignity is actually received.
So that's another idiot. So Three Stooges, they said a bunch of things and end up no one understand what they said. So the reality of socialist, the democratic socialist, is they deceive a bunch of young people who they grew up in America, the best country in the world, and they have no clue of how good America is. So there's a bunch of people who they believe they deserve everything without fighting for nothing. And they've never been to a communist country. They've never been to a socialist country. They've never been out of America. So they are entitled little brats who complains and hate America because they don't have the understanding of how great America is. Because they've never been to a bad place. These are mostly people who are middle class, upper class, white people who never struggled in life. And they have this sense that America sucks. I mean, if Americans sucked, would these people be elected? If Americans sucked, would these people be able to do what they are doing? America is far the best country in the world. May God bless you. May God bless America. And I believe, or I want to believe, it's going to be a shot. They'll be shooting in their foot. Bye-bye.